We're 100 years old, and we have actually 100 years old this year, and we have about 150 staff and 5 offices. I think it was actually in New Orleans in 2015, and we had been fighting with the manual red paper 1099s forever. We met with you guys and just fell in love with it because it's so easy. I love this software. I don't know how we ever existed without it, and it just every year it just gets easier and easier, and our processes become more and more streamlined, and nobody dreads 1099s around here anymore. Before we had Tax 1099 and we were using red paper, the manual processes were just terrible. Like, nobody knew where anything stood. Partners would come in. Did you finish the 1099s for this client? We had no way to track it. So we knew that we needed some sort of process, and what we were doing was not working. We knew we wanted to use the eFile because mailing in all of that red paper was just becoming such a hassle. And so we were just so happy when we came across the Tax 1099 booth at the Scaling New Heights conference. We're like, this is what we've been needing. The first thing that we were expecting is like, we need a way to track this. We've got to have a way to track this. We had just started using a software for our tax program, with our tax program, that was allowing us to track the tax returns. And so we knew that there had to be something out there that would do the same thing in the CAS department for the 1099s. So I guess our biggest expectations were, we need number one, to find a way to make the workflow easier, which would involve tracking, and then also like making sure that everything was being done timely in an efficient manner, no more mailing. So we had a lot of expectations, but I think the expectations that we had for the most part were met the very first year that we used Tax 1099. The first January, where we had completed our first busy season using, and like I said, we were 90% red paper, 10% eFile. Well, we switched that probably to 10% red paper and 90% eFile. So once we got through that first January, we felt like we really had met a milestone because we had completed our first busy season with Tax 1099. Things went very well. It was so much smoother than all of that red paper. And I just remember like meeting with our managing partner and saying, why did we wait so long to do this? Review starts with logging in from the client, then it goes to the preparer, then it goes to the reviewer, then it goes to the IRS. So that in the beginning was a little bit hard, like how are we going to make this happen? But with the ease of the dashboard in Tax 1099, and then we also use Carbon for our workflow system, we kind of meshed the two of those together and created a process that allowed the firm to see where the 1099s were, what's the status, are they ready for the clients, have they gone out the door? We can just take on so many more clients and so much more work. We've also started to take on the 1095 reporting, which before we could have never done that without Tax 1099. So I think that those are probably the biggest things. The bulk import, export makes it so much easier to use and get the forms out the door on time. Actually, it saved us so much time. We're able to make more money on the fees because it's taking us less time to get the forms completed. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, y'all are a 9.5, and I will say I have to attribute that to this software.